Yes, we can.
Yes, please.
Good morning to one and all. It's indeed a pleasant day, and it's a pleasure to have all of you here. We are all gathered here for the much awaited inaugural function of the 5 days FDP on academic writing. On behalf of the St. Joseph Engineering College, Mangalore, I, Ramya M., the Master of Ceremony, Assistant Professor of the Department of Mechanical Engineering, and along with the Office of Dean R&D and in association with the Research Facilities Group and Department of Mechanical Engineering, extend a gracious and inclusive welcome to all the dignitaries and attendees present online from various esteemed institutions for this august occasion. God, our Creator, has stored within our minds and personalities great potential, strength, and ability. Now, let us all seek Almighty's blessings through a prayer.
स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु।
Great men show politeness in a particular way. A smile suffices to assure that you are welcome. We Indians believe in the tradition of Atiti Devo Bhava, and may I now request Dr. Sudhir M., Dean R&D, to welcome the guests and the gathering.
A very pleasant morning to all of you. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to the 5 days faculty development program on academic writing, organized by the Office of Dean R&D in association with the Research Facilities Group and the Department of Mechanical Engineering, St. Joseph Engineering College, Mangalore, Karnataka, India. Ladies and gentlemen, a very well-known personality in the field of academic writing. We are honored by your presence, sir. I extend a red carpet welcome to you. We are privileged to have our esteemed director, Reverend Father Wilfred Prakash D'Souza, as president of this function. Reverend Father is a great visionary, an efficient administrator, and a dynamic personality and a leader with a great understanding ability. Thank you for your exemplary leadership, Father. On behalf of everyone gathered here, I extend a warm welcome to you, Father. We have with us our beloved principal, Dr. Ajay D'Souza, as a guest of honor. The style of leadership displayed by our honorable principal has shaped the vision of academic success in our institution. Thank you for your presence, sir. I extend a cordial welcome to you. We are privileged to have our assistant director, Reverend Father Alvin Richard D'Souza, as a guest of honor. Always positive, very humble, and supportive to all of us in the campus. Reverend Father is an administrative professional who keeps things running well in this campus. Thank you very much for your selfless service and untiring efforts, Father. On behalf of everyone gathered here, I extend a gracious welcome to you for this inaugural function. My friendly welcome to all the deans, HODs, convener, Dr. Arivinod, organizing committee members, staff and students of St. Joseph Engineering College, Mangaluru. And I extend a grateful welcome to all the guest speakers of this FDP who have accepted our invitation and agreed to share their views on the different topic of this FDP on academic writing. Last but not the least, my appreciative welcome to all the participants of the FDP here for your interest in joining us. I congratulate you, I thank you, and I wish you all a fruitful interactions during these 5 days. With a short welcome address, I welcome you all once again. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, and a warm welcome to you too. Light symbolizes knowledge while darkness represents ignorance. Knowledge removes ignorance just as light removes darkness. Hence, we shall virtually light the lamp in reverence to knowledge as the greatest forms of all wealth. We have with us a dynamic personality and excellent academician, Dr. Rio D'Souza, Principal SJC. May I now request our beloved principal to speak a few words on this August occasion.
Esteemed Director of the Institute, Reverend Father Wilfred Prakash D'Souza, Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Ajay Samiti, the University SWAYAM Coordinator, other dignitaries present, and my dear participants. Academic writing is an important issue and gaining importance nowadays. It is a well-known phenomenon that the standard of academic writing has slid down in the recent years, especially if you see the focus that has been given on research and publishing papers on the one hand has increased the number of papers coming out, no doubt. But because of the pressure that is put on researchers to publish, the standard of what they do, what they put in the papers has gone down. This is something which was bound to happen because on the one hand, while people have been trying to give a lot of workshops on research methodologies and how to do research, and facilities also are being enhanced, there is not much importance given to the aspect of really how these research outcomes are expressed in papers, how are they put down. That is an important aspect, because if whatever you capture, all the great research that is done is not properly expressed in the papers, then it doesn't fulfill the purpose, because the research papers and the academic writing is supposed to convey ideas in very clear terms to other researchers who can then take the baton forward by continuing the research from there. But if we as researchers fail in expressing these things well in our academic writing, then we are really not doing justice to research as such. So it's not just important to conduct good research. Yes, you need to do that. You need to have great outcomes, but then you also need to communicate them in a very clear and concise way to other researchers who can then take the research forward. So in this cycle, the missing link, I would say, was academic writing, the good academic writing that has to go in. And there are many things to take care there. And I think the galaxy of great resource persons that we have for this workshop will definitely convey good mechanisms and good ways in which this academic writing can be improved to all the participants. I see there are more than 100 participants, and they are from across the nation and also some from other countries. So this workshop definitely is going to be a good workshop where I am sure everyone will be benefited. I congratulate the Dean R&D and the Department of Mechanical Engineering, and Dr. Ari Vinodian, the convener of the program from the Research and Facilities Group of the college, for coming, putting together this workshop, and all the support that is given by all the resource persons. They have been able to come up with this great workshop. I wish all the participants the very best, and also thank all the resource persons for their contribution to this workshop. Once again, wishing you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your appreciative words of support. We have with us an eminent personality who will be delivering the keynote address after the inaugural. I request Dr. Purushottama Cheppar, Professor and Head of the Mechanical Engineering SJEC, to introduce the guest speaker to the gathering.
Good morning to all. It's my privilege to welcome Dr. Ajay Samiti. Dr. Ajay Samiti is course coordinator of India's most popular Swayam MOOC academic writing and working as a faculty member in the Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences, HNB Garhwal University, Central University, Srinagar, Uttarakhand, for the last 18 years, with total academic, research and industrial experience of more than 19 years. He is also working as the university's Swayam coordinator and spoke NPTEL local chapter of Garhwal University. He is M.Pharm in pharmaceutics, MBA in operations management, PhD and PDF from Meiju University, Japan. Recently, he has been included in the world's top 2% scientists by Stanford University Research 2021 and 2020. He has completed 11 research projects funded by various agencies. He has published 84 papers, 11 books, including the bestsellers, Academic Writing and Essentials of Pharmaceutical Technology by BS Publishers, Hyderabad. He has 3 patents, and out of which 2 have been granted. He is highly cited researchers, more than 2,000 citations of the field, and having H index 26, I-10 index 34. He has presented in more than 150 conferences, awarded Deiko Foundation postdoctoral research fellowship, and invited by Meiju University, Nagoya, Japan, as visiting scientist for research for 2011-12. Awarded with prestigious National Research Award by UGC, New Delhi, and Young Scientist Award of the year 2007 by Uttarakhand Council of Science and Technology. Expert reviewer of Iceland Research Foundation, Iceland, Israel Science Foundation, Israel, and scientific expert for Ministry of Institution and University Research, Italy. Elsewhere books, member of the Asian Council of Science Editors, APTI and IPA, editorial board member and peer reviewer of various national and international reputed journals, supervised 28 M.Pharm research projects and supervising 2 PhD candidates. He has delivered more than 200 invited lectures on the topics such as academic writing, nanoparticle research, research methodology, research ethics, software in research, MOOC, blended and flipped learning, research proposal writing, academic integrity, plagiarism, etc., in various training programs in faculty development centers, human resource development centers, and other institutions. He has developed more than 200 hours of e-content for Swayam, Swayamprabha, and Arpit courses. He has developed 22 online, including 2 Swayam massive open online elect course MOOCs, academic writing listed in top 30 world MOOCs and appreciated by PIB and MOE, Government of India, ranked 1 in exam registration in 2019 and 2020. And industrial pharmacy 1, the first and only pharmacy MOOC in India with more than 60,000 learners from more than 150 countries. His research interests include cyclodextrin and lipid complexes, small angle neutron scattering, nanoparticles, natural causes for drug delivery like obesity and air loss. Dear sir, we are very much honored to have you as a chief guest for this event. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the wonderful introduction of our eminent personality. May I now take the pleasure to request Dr. Ajay Samiti to kindly address the gathering on this August occasion.
Hello, thank you for the kind invitation and the modest introduction. First of all, I would like to thank the organizing committee, the entire organizing committee of St. Joseph's Engineering College for coming up with this hottest topic, academic writing, for this faculty development program. We may have a lot of aspects of scenarios for learning, but when we specifically say the academic writing is basically service to the society, service to the nation. Why? Because this is going to give the solution to the future research. Until we share our views, whatever we have done in the global fraternity, we won't be able to continue the sustainable growth. And dear friends, research is passion. It's not a group of tasks. It's not a group of tasks. It is full of uncertainty. Lot many things are needed to be learned, not just that particular hardcore experimental techniques and methodologies. Many things, your comfort level with the ICT based techniques, your comfort level with the statistical techniques, your comfort level with writing, presenting, overall, your perception, attitude, and aptitude towards the research does count. Then only the academic writing get the shape. So I was very much excited to see the series of lectures which your team has selected in the FDP. I congratulate the team for a good blend of lectures, because a lot many things we need to learn for academic writing. So let us start the beginning and first of all admit that yes, we need to learn. We cannot be the academic writer. We cannot be the authors of the papers overnight. It needs the practice. That perseverance, patience is required. And that too with full academic integrity. Yes, integrity. Never ever compromise with the character, with the academic integrity, with the quality of the research. So I welcome you all on this August gathering and this faculty development program, where I wish all the best to the organizing team, dear participants, for the coming faculty development program in this particular, in this coming week. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir, for your motivating words, and we are eagerly waiting for your session. Moving forward, may I now request Reverend Father Wilfred Prakash D'Souza, Director SDAC and the President of today's function, who has been a constant source of support and motivation to deliver the presidential address.
Dr. Ajay Samiti, the chief guest, Father Alban Richard, Dr. Rio, Dr. Sudhir, Dr. Chipar, Dr. Harivinod, all the participants, a pleasant morning to you all. I'm happy to be a part of this inaugural of the FDP academic writing. For those who are new to St. Joseph Engineering College, our institution is 20 years old and an autonomous institution under VTU, Belagavi. Our college was established with the motto Service and Excellence and has made remarkable achievements in the last 2 decades. Presently, we are empowering about 2,500 and more students, younger generation in the campus for their lifelong excellence. The college has received A+ grade from NAC in the first cycle itself, and all eligible departments in the institution are accredited by NBA New Delhi. We remain grateful to all the stakeholders for their constant support. About the FDP on academic writing, the objective was to engage the participants on rethinking and reassessing the overall theory and practices of academic writing, especially the research area. New ideas and new concepts always emerge, and academic writing has got a rich potential for exploration. Practicing academic writing on a regular basis helps us to be more creative in our work and even in our daily life. It gives us a chance to develop unconventional ideas and approaches. It also teaches us to look for solutions that are not necessarily obvious. And the chief guest told us the academic integrity, ethics to be followed, very, very important. I'm happy to learn that around 300 participants have from all over India have registered. Now I see around 137. I hope they will be joining later for this FDP. Dear participants, it's your presence and active participation which will make the program a grand success. The organizing team has carefully identified the renowned speakers to enrich the audience on the various topics related to academic writing. We hope that various sessions from eminent speakers from all over the country will surely spark off the rich interest among the academicians and researchers. I wish the 5-day online FDP on academic writing a great success. Have a great learning experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Father, for the presidential address. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. It can turn a meal into feast, a house to home, and a stranger to friend. It is customary to express gratitude to everyone who is a stakeholder of today's function. It's my privilege to request the convener, Dr. Harivinod N., to express gratitude and propose the vote of thanks.
Good morning to all. It is an honor to offer the vote of thanks on the occasion of the inauguration of the 5-day FDP on academic writing. On behalf of St. Joseph Engineering College and the entire organizing team, I express hearty gratitude to all the dignitaries for sharing their graceful words with us. We have been fortunate to have Dr. Ajay Samiti from HNB Virwal Central University, Uttarakhand, a true expert in academic writing. Thank you, sir, for your opening and inaugural remarks. We are eager to listen to you for the session within few minutes. Thank you, sir. Reverend Father Wilfred Prakash D'Souza, Director of SJEC, the President of this program. Thank you, sir, for sharing the vision and mission of the SJEC. You are the true motivation for all of us. Thank you, sir, for your motivation words. I also thank Reverend Father Alvin Richard D'Souza, Assistant Director, SJEC, being guest of honor on this occasion. I thank our beloved principal, Dr. Rio D'Souza, for your wonderful message to all the researchers. Your encouragement in executing the activities in SJEC is really an inspiration for all of us. Thanks to Dr. Sudhir M., Dean, Research and Development, Dean Research and Development SJEC, for your welcome address, who is also a convener of the FDP. You have taken a key role in identifying the resource persons. Thank you, sir. Thanks to Dr. Purushottam Chippar, HOD Mechanical Engineering, for the introduction of the chief guest. I thank Professor Ramya, Department of Mechanical Engineering, for executing the role of Master of Ceremony. I thank all the deans, HODs, HR manager, faculties of SJC for your support. I'm thankful to all the participants from all over India for taking the interest in this particular FDP in academic writing and joining with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you one and all. Good morning to all. We'll continue with the keynote address by Dr. Ajay Samiti, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Sudhir, and thanks a lot, Reverend Fathers D'Souza, the director, the principal, Dr. D'Souza, Ramya ma'am, and the entire organizing team, first of all. Now, when we are talking about the academic writing, as I earlier mentioned, that it's not a group of tasks, it's a passion. Research is all about the passion. And the academic writing is the result of that passion, patience, and perseverance. So I would like to let you know that in my Vara session, I would like to, because it's not possible to tell each and everything. I have seen that good blending of the lectures have been planned by the organizing committee, and kudos to the committee for that. Though it is not possible to cover each and everything even in the 1 week. I would like to give you the brief hint that what you should cover and what you should learn for being an academic writer. So let me share the presentation for you. And if you have any query at any moment, you are most welcome. Okay. So you're most welcome at any moment. Just a minute. Yeah. So this welcome from my university. First of all, academic writing we are talking about. I'm the, you can say, the ambassador for the SWAYAM Government of India platform. I welcome you all on behalf of my university. It's a central university in the lap of Himalayas. No, there are the 9 characters of Guru. So I request all the participants to mute their mic. Yeah. Friends, masters, for being the master, for being the guru, you need 9 characters. Character, communicator, personality, moral courage, memory, writer, humble, enthusiasm, and curious. I was attending my very first orientation program in year 2009, University of Hyderabad. Professor Rao was narrating this shloka. Yes, the first thing comes the character, the integrity. It's easy to be a teacher. It's very easy. You just give interview, qualify some exam, or maybe just after passing PG in engineering, it's very easy. You become the teacher. But becoming a guru requires courage, require these 9 characters. And the first thing is character. I would emphasize on this thing. You must not compromise with your character, with your integrity. In Sanskrit shloka, it is mentioned that Vrattam yatnen sarakshet vittamayate yati cha. Vrattam, it means that Vrat means character. That character you must preserve with all your efforts. The man without the money, with the loss of the money, with the loss of these other things may be okay. But if there is a loss of character, Vratatastu hato hata, the character is gone, then you are gone, completely destroyed. So with this message that in the rat race of publication, don't compromise with your character, with your academic integrity. This is the key message for you. Academic writing, as I told you, it can change the history. It has the almighty power. It can change the generations. Yes, whatever we are writing is a perception of some kind of writing, isn't it? You might have studied somewhere, whether it is story of World War, First World War, Second World War, first outbreak of cholera in London in 1854, 1853, or the invention, whatever. We just came to know through some kind of publications, some kind of news, scientific articles. Yes. Actually, this society is moving on the path of sustainable development just due to academic writing, that I believe. Now, what are the basic traits of academic writing? As rightly the principles are mentioned. The clarity. The first thing I would say, the clarity. Be clear in communicating your idea to the reader. In Sanskrit shloka, it is mentioned that Swayam likhati, Swayam na patheti. The people are there who sometimes after writing there, they can't understand what they have written. What they have themselves, they can't understand. The clarity is at most required, Baba. Completeness. Obviously, when you are narrating a story, you can't break it at any moment. Just like most of the time nowadays, the coming web stories which are coming, they are at randomly ended at a particular moment. So they're complete. We can't tell the story like these web series. We have to give the complete story, our scientific story, with completeness to a reader, with clarity. The logic must be there. Without logic, we are not writing a scientific fiction. Science fiction, we are not writing. We are writing the academic. We are going for the academics. The technical terms, obviously, every profession is some engineering aspect. You can't write in the layman term. Sequencing is at most required. For smooth transition from one point to another point, you require sequencing. We will let you know. If you join our course on academic writing, which is available in the Swayam MOOC, we give on the second week itself. We just talk English in academic writing in that particular entire week. Unambiguity. There is no place of ambiguity in academic writing. You can't deduce more than one meaning. Your writing must not result into more than one meaning out of that particular line or that particular paragraph. And obviously, the utmost important thing is reader friendliness is the key point. And friends, most of us don't understand the requirement of academic writing in time. It delays our professional growth and demotivates us. And what is happening here, that writing wrong or making mistake in academic writing is considered as ethical crime. Ethical crime, yes, quote unquote. Now, for generations, what happened that seniors have kept it in secret, that I know that, why should I tell? The academic writing has been kept wrapped in the mystery. This must change. Our trouble with writing is not evidence of our unfitness for the profession. It is not some secret sign of unworthiness or inaptitude. Nothing to be ashamed of. Let's admit and ask for help. I mentioned in my opening remark itself, you have to admit that, yes, I need to learn. Then only you will learn. Then you will move yourself, your career to that desired point of time. And as I believe that I'm hopeful, at least I can start the journey of sharing. Whatever we know, maybe you would be a better researcher with better output. Remember, no institution in the world itself is having all the facilities in one roof. Rarely. So we have to manage the resources. Now moving to the academic writing, because I'm not here to discuss how to do the research. It's an entirely different part. Now, when I'm talking about the academic writing, I'm talking about the reader friendliness, critical thinking, reading, the language, rational and logical cohesiveness. Now, the beginning of academic writing is critical thinking. Now, why I'm telling you that what has happened nowadays, that we forget to read comprehensively. We are not referring to the books. Critical thinking and critical reading leads to the idea generation, problem definition for your research work. Okay. Now, what is the flow of action in academic writing? The process of academic writing consists of the following steps. Each individual step has its own significance and it's necessary to be followed cautiously. First is critical reading. As I said, we have to procure the knowledge. Knowledge collection is there. Then the critic, we have to work on that, plan according to that. Idea generation is required. When hypothesis is drafted, you move for the first draft. You have done your research work on that particular point for the certain period of time. Now moving to the first draft, framework development. Now how we will develop that framework? Multiple draft, evaluation of first idea. We never write overnight. We write in multiple settings. Proofreading, and then we finalize the idea. Now, we, the different stakeholders, it is not like that, okay, just only the researchers or faculty members are the beneficiaries. With different needs, different stakeholders have different needs. Students have different needs. Okay. Okay. Assignments, theses, teachers, all may have different needs. Even the institutions require the publication. For what kind of things? For their rankings. For their rankings they need. So who are the beneficiaries of academic writing? Academicians, student, researcher, and the institution. Okay, so these are the four major beneficiaries. The academicians, we are gathered here. As your principal sir rightly pointed out, that yes, in Indian context, there is a flood of Tom, Dick, and Harry journals. They have affected the credibility of Indian research global. to get more and more score in academic performance indicator, API, for their promotions. Many researchers are just publishing for numbers. Please remember the trend has come. Many state-of-the-art institute and universities just ask for the papers published in Science Citation Index journals, SCI index journals. So don't fall in the trap of these tedious journals just to increase the numbers. With this section, I'm giving you that takeaway, that publishing in this, because in publishing in these substandard journals, it is not only disgraceful for you, but also for your institution. Maybe the third person don't know you. The other people don't know you, but they know your institution. The integrity of institution is affected just due to these short-sighted tasks. When we are having short-sightedness, that yes, I will have some buck of some with some bucks, I will purchase an article, I will do something to get an article. No, you are compromising the integrity. Be honest in academic writing. That honesty is required. Otherwise, your entire career will be at the stake. Now, what you need to do in publications? What, how, where, when? Confused, full of questions, isn't it? Now, what we will do? Now, let us have an exercise. So, friends, what I request you that for 30 seconds, let's discuss that. Let's think first of all that what are the requirements? Bhai, mujhko kya seekhne ka hai? What I should learn? If I want to go for publication, what are the things which I should know? There are many things required for academic writing, but what is my priority? What is the utmost important thing? Just have a list of 5-4 things, please. 30 seconds. I'm giving you 30 seconds. कि देखिए कि आपको क्या जानना चाहिए. Because we have to improvise and improve our things. We will have to start from I. चलिए बात करते. Hope you might have आपने कुछ लिस्ट किया होगा, कुछ सोचा होगा. Let us discuss. First is academic English. Learn the academic English. Why I termed this not English? I'm not terming it English. I'm terming it academic English. Because the first thing I would like to point out that academic English, we may be the non-native for the English. The Asians may be the non-native for English. But for the academic English, everyone is non-native. Now, academic English is different from English, general English. Otherwise, the Western world would have the flood of articles. English barely cannot teach you how to write the research papers. That academic English teaches you. The academic is rather different. It had got a different effort. For effective English, I'm talking about the effective academic English. It should be simple, clear, concise, reader-friendly, free of errors. Voice, what kind of voices you are using, active voice, passive voice, what are the styles you are using for writing. So friends, first of all, that moment of inertia from your brain, you should overcome that moment of inertia. Okay? And try practicing things, because when I'm writing now, for English, not only the grammatical aspect is required, the aspect of idea connection is also required. That's called coherence. It means, क्या कहने का है मुझको? That भाई एक sentence को दूसरे sentence से जोड़ने का है ना अपन को. When we are joining the two sentences put together. The grammatical level of linking is okay. That is called cohesion. One thing is that glue. Two kind of glues are required: cohesion and coherence. When I'm gluing our sentences with that grammatical glue, we'll call it cohesion. When one paragraph is linked with another paragraph with the idea progression, that idea level linking, that idea level glue is called coherence. C-O-H-E-R-E-N-C-E, coherence. It means when I'm telling a story, सीधा सीधा नहीं बोल सकते ना. We can't tell like that. Okay, ऐसा हुआ, boring aspect नहीं हो सकता. That flow of telling the story. Storytelling is an art. Like the research paper is kind of a kind of story you are telling to your readers. You will have to make it interesting. You will have to make it with the flow, the required flow. That is required by the use of cohesion and coherence. Got it? Now the aspect is plagiarism, the second aspect that you must learn. I think you already have planned tomorrow the lecture on the plagiarism, that academic integrity. So what you should learn, that what is the concept, types, consequences, detection, and avoiding, how you can do it. Hai kya plagiarism? What does it mean? When article assignment submitted to the mentor caught the copy paste. This is his plagiarism. कहता है cheating करना, भैया दूसरे का आइडिया को चोरी करना, academic theft, literary theft, साहित्य चोरी हिंदी में कहते. We cannot steal the ideas of other people we are taking the ideas and not even attributing the source. It means we are copying. That issue is discussed in academic terms, is called plagiarism. However, this is well defined in the Copyright Act. But even if I haven't done some copyright, भाई सुभाष चंद्र बोस जी ने कहा कि तुम मुझे खून दो मैं तुम्हें आजादी दूंगा, बोला ना. कॉपीराइट तो नहीं किया ना उसकी कोट को, but that quote belongs to him. Whenever you are quoting, you will quote and quote unquote, and then you will write that the Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Is that it? Because that is his intellectual property. And for that, the UGC has come up. Yeah, UGC leke aaya hai. UGC has come up with the promotion of academic integrity and prevention of plagiarism in higher educational institution regulation 2018. I request the organizing team to give the copy of this document to each and every participant. Each and every participant, सारे participant को देने का है. पढ़ने के लिए mandatory, PDF में freely available है. That is in Google, it is freely available. Comment of India का Gazette. See what are the levels of plagiarism, how you should, how you can, what are the penalties provided, how you can prepare an ecosystem. What kind of facilities, whether the departmental academic integrity panel are there in your institution or not. क्या वो ecosystem बना है कि नहीं बना है? So preparing that ecosystem, that concept, what are the types of plagiarism, कितना type का होता है, what may be the consequences of these plagiarism. The students will lose their registration in the PhD, their cancellation of their degrees. For the faculty members, the consequences even may lead to not only just the retraction of their paper, but also the stopping or taking away the annual increments, 1-2 increments, and the supervisorship, or maybe the job, even maybe the termination from the job, suspension or termination from the job, if they are found guilty in these levels. How we can detect it? What are the softwares? ये आपको सिखाया जाएगा, बोला जाएगा. But just learn these things. This is utmost important. Even not only the students, but also the supervisors should learn that how we can detect it. Otherwise, any silly mistake, if your student has done, you will have to pay for that in your future. How we can avoid it? By paraphrasing, by quoting. What are the methods there? Summarizing techniques, in telling in their own word, in your own words, telling the other story with reference, not only just replacing some words with some other synonym. What are the effective techniques of avoiding the plagiarism and rewriting and rephrasing the thing with the references? That we have to learn. ये सीखना पड़ेगा, ठीक है? Now the resources. I'm just giving an outline basically. That what are the resources required for the initiating the research, reading and thinking. What भाई पढ़ने का क्या है? The prospective topics, the related body of knowledge. Yeah, brainstorming is needed. For that, you have to collect the literature review. For that literature review, from where you will collect, what will be the source, what will be the database, what kind of databases are available, how we can search them, what is the best practice of searching that literature review, for searching that literature, going through these databases, how we can analyze the data which we have been collected from the database. What are the methods? How we can organize this literature? How we can define the research? How we can identify the research gap? भैया कोई चीज चला आ रहा है ना, कहीं तो कोई समस्या है ना जो आपको मजबूर कर रहा है न्यू रिसर्च के साथ आने के लिए. There is something lacking which you have to identify out of that literature. That is actually the rationale of your study of writing the thing, that origin of idea, aim and objectives, so that you can define. Now, major types of writing. You must know that what are the different type of writing. Every time you can't go for a full review. Sometimes it may be a mini review, full review. Research, it may be a short communication also, it may be a letter to editor, it may be a full research paper. Every time it is not required to go for full research paper. Some preliminary work can be published in the short communications. They have the equal weightage. पेपर की लंबाई से फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि गुरुजी ने 55 पेज का आर्टिकल लिखा बोला और मेरा पेपर तो 5 ही पेज का. पेपर के वेट से नहीं बढ़ता है पब्लिकेशन का वेट. The quality must be there. Okay. Thesis, the same holds true for thesis. In Indian context, the theses are weighted in the kilos. You go for the Western world and even the best in the very good institution in the India itself, the theses are just 30, 35, 40 pages, not more than that. Conference, abstract papers, how you can write book chapter, book, research proposal. These are the different kind of writing, academic writing you must learn, depending on your expertise on that, or depending on your field of research. Now, open educational resources. The educational resources which are available for free, openly, which are available, they are called open educational resources. Simple. These are available in the various media like LinkedIn, Facebook. Even there is a flood of content, even in the YouTube. But you have to identify. Baba, YouTube में बहुत कुछ है. But have you gone through? भाई इंजीनियरिंग वालों ने MIT का चैनल देखा है क्या? YouTube. There is a channel of MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. YouTube channel is there. There is a channel of University of California Television, UCTV, YouTube channel. You will get a lot of good material, live lectures recording of your subject in those YouTube channels. These are open educational resources. Now, this is my responsibility. This is your responsibility to pinpoint the quality aspect and collect it for your research and for teaching and learning. Other platforms include edX, Coursera, our SWAYAM, Government of India's platform, Quora, Adonox. Oh, just utilize them. This is my channel, cut.ly, OK Live. And I have also shared this information with you. My channel, cut.ly/OK Live. Okay, open knowledge ke naam se. The various things, various aspects of academic writing have been discussed in this particular channel with the help of various a good number of articles, or we could say lectures, recorded lectures. Now, what is the another aspect, important aspect, journal metrics. Now, problem lies in academic writing. A major problem is we are not targeting to right type of journal for our research work. For that, what you should learn? journal metrics, author metrics, that bibliometrics is called. I think there is a separate set of lecture for this in the coming days. Journal metrics, author metrics, how we can identify the best journal or well-suited journal. Like best, maybe best, nature is always best. But is it possible? Is whether my work is of that level or not? I have to identify, I have to assess. Never underestimate nor overestimate your work. See which journal is most suitable and where is the best chances of getting it published. Before writing, plan where to send, because we have to plan. That planning must be crucial. Another important aspect. Other major domains include dealing with the submission and post-submission. When we are, submitting and post-submitting that, say, for example, I got some comments there when I'm submitting it. After submission, the peer review comment there. I have to answer them very professionally. I have to have the good tuning with my team and with the collaborators. The tuning with the research scholar, in between the research scholar and the supervisor. It's required to be in best mode. Because most of the research are dependent on this tuning. And this is the human aspect of research. H to H. Human to human aspect. That require your behavioral skills. For that, yes, obviously, when your mind is not peaceful, your mind won't open up. You can't do the quality research. For that, you need a good tuning. In lab with your supervisor, in home with your wife or with your family. That peace is required, friend. Okay? आप माने ना माने, पर research के लिए वो peace बहुत जरूरी. Okay? Time and team management. Time and team management. Yes, you have to manage the time. Time निकालना पड़ता है, निकलता नहीं, अपने से कभी नहीं निकलता. Working in a team, in a good team, efficiently and the coordination between the team. If you are working in the institution or in a research lab, these things you will have to learn. With this, I come to the nuances of academic writing in the second half of my part. In the coming 15-20 minutes, I'll be discussing on that. Yahan tak koi baat aisi hai, if you have any query, I humbly request you to please come up with the any question or thing you want to have a clarification. मैं आपसे निवेदन करता हूँ. I humbly request you that if you have any query, please do pay. मैं कुछ देर के लिए share को stop करता हूँ. So friends, hope you have got कि that करना क्या है हमको, इस समय करने का क्या है हमको. So let us. What do you feel that if you want to add something and if you want to, if you have a contradictory idea on you don't agree with me, I humbly invite you. पहले हम बात करते हैं, then we will discuss along. But this is not. I don't want it to be a one-way traffic. So please do unmute and let me know. Then I will let you know some important tips on article writing or academic writing, preferably, because it is not possible to cover each and everything. But at least I think I would be able to pinpoint some of the aspects of the academic writing, or you can say paper writing specifically. Okay. We will be discussing on the nuances. Yeah, please. Anyone? House is open. Bataye bhai.
Participants, you can unmute yourselves and you can ask.
Anyone, please. If you have any query, any silly thought comes in your mind, please do discuss. Bataye mujhe. Anyway, I have mentioned a link there in this tiny.cc. If you go to the chat box, please do see this link there. I have given to you. I have shared this link for you. Okay. And in that particular link, you will find this link, links by Samiti, tiny.cc. It's a customized link, which I have created for you people. Just save it and use it. I'm just mentioning it in the when I start. Those who have joined later can copy from the chat box. From the chat box, you can copy. Okay. And remember one more thing before I go for the rest of the part of that communication, because it is not 100% delivery. It can't be possible. It is not possible for the academic writing in a particular session of 1 hour, maybe. Always remember one thing. I started with this note that, yeah, research is all about uncertainty. Research is all about uncertainty. The rejections would be there. What do you think? I'm having around 90 papers. More than 500 rejections I have got from various papers, from various journals. Success is actually the story of failures. And for the academic writing, for the papers, research paper publications, you have to have that patience for getting the quality publication. If you're losing the patience, you may involve yourself in some unethical things. It may harm your academic integrity. It may harm your institutional academic integrity, and you will have to pay the price for it sooner or later. So always remember that whatever you are doing in the research, no guarantees associated with that you will get the publication in the high impact journal. No, it all depends on your attitude. It's all depends on your practicing the academic writing continuously and improvising yourself. Then only the paper, the preparation, if you are having the strong preparation and the continuous efforts, then the continuous publication may come, otherwise not. Okay. So let me, anyway, if you have any query, you are most welcome. I'm taking back to the remaining part in a quick overview, and then I will wrap up at around in around 15 minutes. Okay. Now let us discuss some of the nuances of academic writing. Okay. Now we will be letting D, W, and H where to write, what to write, how to plan, how to write, where to send, etc., etc. Now, what are the basic rules? If I say, agar main kehta hu ki what are the basic rules? So first thing is have rationality. First thing is have rationality. Then plan well on time. Then plan well on time. That planning. If you are planning an article and getting it published after 2 years and finalizing it in 2 years, it may lose its relevance. Target a journal wisely. Choose the right type of journal. Targeting. I will let you know. Believe me that there are two topmost factors of rejections of papers: language error and the poor targeting. Obviously, it's the problem with the non-native speakers, but you are not non-native for academic English. Rather, everyone is academic. Everyone is same platform with respect to academic English. You may be non-native for English, but let's try to learn the academic English. Target the journal wisely on the basis of various factors: impact, speed, and reach. We will discuss. Choose right type for article. Make several drafts. ऐसा नहीं कि आज शुरू किया, बोला 12 बजे राइटिंग शुरू किया, सुबह 4 बजे खत्म करके नक्की करके 5 बजे इसको भेजने का है. 5 AM you have sent it, communicated to the journal. 4 hours only, done. It's a wrong practice. You must do it in multiple settings. Avoid typo and language errors. Stick to the journal format. Revise, recheck, address reviewer comments effectively. These are some basic rules. Now, the most important part is rationality. When we are in engineering, sciences, biomedical sciences, our focus must be on the intellectual, gaining the intellectual property advantage, IPR advantage. Can I convert my work into an invention? Let me judge in initial study, initial part, that whether my work is worthy to be patented or not. You may have lot of innovations, but whether that innovation is worthy to be called as an invention, we will have to work on that. The innovative work are published, no issue, but inventions are patented. There's a difference between innovation and inventions. Innovation may be merely some new mix up or joining the thing, or you are coming up with some things which may look little newer, but they may not be inventive. If they are inventive, don't publish it. Go for patenting. You must have a choice, patent or publish or perish. In earlier days, we used to call it publish or perish, but now it is patent or publish. First priority is patent, and second is novelty. Whether your work is novel or not, what new you are adding to the domain of the knowledge. See what new you are adding. This we have to focus. Start writing early in your research career. No, it is just about skipping. When you are skipping now, you just jump a little bit earlier than the coming of that particular rope beneath your legs, beneath your feet, isn't it? That timing is crucial. जैसा वो timing होता है, वो तो वो लड़का stumbles, that follows stumbles. Stumbling is followed if you are just missing the time, isn't it? होता है ना ऐसा? And that works on academic writing. For review writing, yes, you can write the review writing after the end of your literature review. You must plan the outline on time. That khaka banaiye, draft banaiye, that make the outline first and stick on to the outline. And if you want to decide where to publish, kaise karenge decide? How you will decide where to publish? Impact. How impactful that journal is. What is the speed of the journal? How early your work can be published? How much researchers or readers are reading that article? Impact, speed, and read. These are the three deciding factors. Now, what do you call? What is your choice and expectation? It depends on impact, speed, and reach, or a blend of these. You might be interested in a particular work. You think that is a wonderful work, and I will publish it in high impact. You may compromise. You may say, okay, let it be published in 4, 5 months, 6 months, doesn't matter, but it should be published in the high impact. It means you are compromising speed, no issue. For high impact, you can compromise the speed and reach. But it is not possible to get all the things put together. So you must prioritize the things. If you want to publish it earlier, then you can compromise the impact. You may just focus, okay, it should be indexed in SCI. वो SCI index होना चाहिए बोला. High impact हो ना हो doesn't matter. कोई बात नहीं. In that way, you may go for the speed maybe. And reach. However, if you are having money that you can pay for the article processing charges, maybe you can get all the things put together. So assess your work wisely, as I've already told you. Don't neither overestimate nor underestimate your work. What happens that every researcher likes his or her own work just like a kid. We can't expect every work to be published in a high impact journal like Nature's or in Nature's journal or IEEE के journal में. Engineering में हम IEEE में छापते हैं ना. But you must assess your work where it is finding its place on that ranking of the journals. Target quality journals with good impact or indexing. You must know what are the journals. For that, there are algorithm based things. If you type, remember, ध्यान दीजिएगा. Please, I need your attention. Note down the word journal finder. Journal finder. Second word, journal suggester. Journal finder is by the Elsewhere. Journal suggester is by the Springer, and so on by the various publishers. You just put your title, just paste your abstract, put the field of research and click submit. That system will give you the probable or the target journals for your article. These are algorithm-based things. So you can target the journal very effectively. That always remember, it must match with the scope of the journal. If you will play with the tiger, tiger will eat you. Isn't it? So you can't expect each and every work to be published in Nature. See, article processing charges, APC, I have to processing or publishing, whatever. Target a journal which takes less time for the same. You must see that can we publish it in the smaller time frame, shorter time frame. Choose the right type of article. Not going to in detail of this. The simple and reader friendliness is required. That if you tips on the title and other things and other aspects of the article before wrapping up my discussion, focus every component of an article. I always of opinion that title must be planned at last. And tentatively 3, 4, 5 article title, no worries. But finalize the last title at last. It should be simple, catchy, reader friendly, suitable for the journal, and representative of your work. It should give the entire story, what the reader is going to have in that particular work. Authorship, only portions who have given the actual contribution must be given. Those who are planning, who are involved in planning, designing, execution, completion, and drafting of study should be included. Never ever use this for the gift, any favor. Don't include your friends, family, seniors, head, dean, vice chancellor, chancellor, just for having some benefits. You must be very much honest with your affiliation. Yeah, abstract के बारे में आपको बताना चाहूँगा. Abstract is just like the address of an envelope of the post which you are sending. If your abstract is wrong, your targeting will be completely destroyed. Most of the time, you are required to write in limited words. 300 words में आपको लिखने का है, 500 words में लिखने का है. So though you must use the words very cautiously and check it double, triple before finalizing. And lastly, you should, at the last phase, before finalizing title, you should plan the abstract. Keywords should be selected cautiously. These, you know, the IMRAD stands for introduction, material, result, and discussion. Okay. So in this way, we can plan the various sections. We do plan. Yes, in introduction, you just introduce the topic logically, sequencing, and systematically. With judicious use of references, don't use very old references. In material methods, you know that whatever the thing you have done for the hypothesis which you have given at the last of the introduction, yes, that work is done on this. And in discussion, don't elaborate the standard operating procedures or standard procedures. In result, one by one, without any bias, you must discuss the thing, and never ever exaggerate. Don't be afraid of reporting the negative results and the paradox. If anything which is against the laws or against the standard phenomena, you must report, even if you can understand. भाई मुझे समझ में नहीं आया, हो सकता किसी और को समझ में आए. Maybe some other people will take the benefit of that particular research. अब रहा बात statistics का. Statistical analysis, okay, in engineering, in biomedical, in sciences, statistics is utmost requirement, but not every kind of thing. Maybe the engineering people, that mechanical engineering people don't require learning the SPSS. भाई मैं pharmacy वाला हूँ, I don't require SPSS. हाँ, वो forestry वाला है या agriculture वाला है, उसको SPSS सीखना होगा, management वाले को सीखना होगा, मुझे नहीं सीखना. तो need to know basis पे सीखने का. We should learn on focusing the things, on learning the things on need to know basis. So yeah, one important thing, the equation and special characters. We copy mu, micron wala mu. When we copy from PDF to Word, it is turned into the U. So when we are copy pasting these Greek letters and other things, Latin terms, Latin words or Greek letters, alpha, beta, gamma, use equations and special characters in inserting the symbols from insert symbols. Okay, don't just copy paste. So discussion is utmost important part, which gives you the space to discuss your result in light of the existing literature, contradictory and supporting studies you will give. You will have to be critical. You will have to be unbiased. Clarity, reader friendliness. With the conclusion at last, you must not copy from the abstract. Future direction देने का है. Acknowledge करना है that we will have to acknowledge who helped us. We acknowledge project grants, gift samples, analytical, other service providers, logistics support, but don't use the section for grazing. You are not supposed to thank your head of the department, your dean, your vice chancellor, etc., principal, etc., etc. So do not acknowledge senior authors even. Sometimes people have the tendency to thank the stakeholders, institutional head, etc., etc. References must be at the, there are the reference management tools, there are literature management tools, Mendeley, EndNote, Zotero. EndNote is subscription based. Mendeley and Zotero is freely available. If you come to our course on academic writing, that is freely available on the Government of India's SWAYAM platform. We have focused on that particular thing in entire week. You must spell author's name, limit the use references as per the style. Utmost important aspect is choose doing the revision again and again. Do it self-revision first. Write an initial draft in total without substantial revision, and then let it sit, let it leave it for a day. Come back in after 1 day or 2 days. Then you will feel that you are having more ideas in revising that particular thing. Give the feedback not only from your team, finally revise it, submit the manuscript. For submission, you must plan a good cover letter along with other files and all that, that why this manuscript is suitable for that particular job. Upload the manuscript, and when the comments are reached to you, are addressed to you, understand what the flaw and fault is there. Try to overcome it. A good response letter, rebuttal letter must be planned. और ऐसा नहीं कि जो अपने को समझ नहीं आया, जो हमको समझ नहीं आया, वो उसको छोड़ दिया point. Every point should be addressed professionally. Sometimes reviewer make out of the context kind of thing. Don't go for that. You just give your own opinion. Even if you don't agree, put the things in professional way before in that rebuttal letter. So when these revisions are submitted, your proofreading is you have to do in a time in a tight time frame. The typo errors, consistency, because the people who are doing these things are the non-technical one, or can say just not having that subject knowledge. They may lose. पता चला table 1 के बाद table 2 है ही नहीं. पता चला stanza number 1, 2, 3 के बीच में stanza number 2 कहीं से delete हो गया. You will have to see for the inconsistency. So this is all. My time is over. And this academic writing is the course. Before closing the thing, I would like to take to one of our concluding remark that with the concluding slides, I would like to tell you that yes, hold on, मैं आपको दिखाना चाह रहा हूँ एक्चुअली कि क्या हम कर चुके हैं, क्या हम कर रहे हैं, what we are doing that. And anyway, meanwhile, if you are having any pardon, if you are having any query, you are most welcome. Meanwhile, I'm just going for some of the last aspect of my presentation, and yes. So friends, academic writing is actually about learning a lot many things than just the, ऐसा नहीं है कि केवल एक दो चीज हमने सीखा और उससे हम रिसर्च कर लेंगे. We have to stick to the basic aspects. We will have to focus on the, just a minute. Hold on. Yeah, just a minute. I think my screen is shared. So what I am requesting you that we are having a course on academic writing in the that yeah. So I'm giving you just an introduction of some of our credentials from this academic writing course, which is going on in the Government of India's SWAYAM platform for you people. So I humbly request you all to join us. And I think this cycle is going to end. A few weeks are remaining for the January cycle. But yes, in the June-July cycle, which will be open for enrollment in May, I humbly invite you all. And many institutions are going for this thing. It is the sixth cycle. They promise to trigger an excellent academic writer. Around 52,000 learners across 200 countries we are having. Dr. Mona Simiti with us in that particular team. We conduct the live webinar. Yesterday itself, we conducted a live webinar for the academic writing learners. And this is our team. We have got the world ranking. We have been world ranking, national ranking, appreciated by the Government of India. And this is my channel, which is all the links I have already shared. The book we have come up with the 14th August, Independence Day Eve. But a wonderful response we have got. The link we have provided. If you are interested, you can go for the copy of academic writing. A huge response. The another course, industrial pharmacy. It is the only first and only course on pharmacy, online course, industrial pharmacy first, which we have prepared with the industrial aspect. We have created a beautiful and the interactive, learner with us. That is called. We have named her Jenny. So interesting course on with the demo of the instruments and equipments and the industrial aspects with the various. These are some of the playlist of YouTube on various aspects of open education resources. We have covered 4 pharmacy courses also apart from our MOOC. Node Delivery System, Cosmetics, Pharmaceutics 1 and Pharmaceutical Production Technologies in Swayam Prabha Government of India's platform, which are freely available. This is my podcast, bit.do AW podcast MLT. The same link has been shared. And I have the presence in the pharmastate.academy is in a private edtech platform on the pharmacy and the various aspects of various free as well as the paid courses with the certification available. You are most welcome to enjoy these courses with us. And lastly, I would say the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. And last, again, I would like to emphasize Vrattam yatnen sarakshet vittmete chayati cha akshino vittata kshino vratatsu hato hata. Remember which thing I've started. Preserve your character, academic character with academic integrity. Okay. And thanks a lot to the entire organizing committee, UGC, CC, and Ministry of Education for giving us that platform by which we could share our academic writing MOOC online course on the SWAYAM Government of India's platform. Questions, please. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Sir, there is one question. How to find the quality time in our professional life for the research? Because in today's scenario, in the professional life, I mean, in our work, we are facing a lot of busy schedules. So how to find a quality time for the research?
Yeah. Obviously, the faculty members are busy in various works apart from teaching. Quality time for research, rather than I would like to focus that time for quality research and enjoying the time of research. That's the utmost important. Because if you're enjoying a moment now, a particular moment of time, you are actually missing it. We are actually missing it. So in your time management, just spare at least some few hours, either per day or at least in a week, for research. And it must be reserved. If you are really aspiring to be a researcher. And even if nobody is there, I don't bother that some research scholar is there or available or not, attendant are available or not. Do the research your own way. Think with a pen and paper. Research is not just about the wet lab. Go for researching the data, go for the literature review, and enjoy the thing and plan the thing and note down whatever you have done on that particular hour or 1 hour or 2 hours. Even some thoughts might have come, note them down so that you can go ahead of that particular point on next day. Otherwise, what is happening nowadays, we are just skipping what we have learned together yesterday and again going back on that, but we are wasting our time. So if you really want to enjoy, go with the diary, pen, spare the time for the research, plan your short-term goals, plan your medium-term goals, plan your long-term goals with your research point of view. That may be that Baba, अगले 2 साल में एक प्रोजेक्ट लेके आने का, अगले 5 साल में मेरे 2 प्रोजेक्ट पूरे हो जाने चाहिए, अगले 5 साल में मुझे एक पेटेंट तो करके रखना है, कुछ ना कुछ काम तो ऐसा करना है पेटेंटेबिलिटी. That kind of tangible objectives must be before you. That's why the government is pushing on you with NAC, NRF ranking, your 5 years planning. Because until you give some target to you, you won't be aspiring for that, you won't be running for that, you won't be dedicated to that. And that is the holistic view of research. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Participants, if you have any questions, please unmute and speak.
Yeah, please. I would be happy to answer. Don't worry.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, my one question is how we can bring in this academic writing in the curriculum, because now in engineering, if we see, AICT has reduced the total number of credits, because of which it is not possible for us to include this academic writing as a separate subject, elective or open elective or professional elective. What is your suggestion, or do you have any experience of bringing this in the curriculum, sir, for the benefit of the students, researchers, teachers?
Yes, we have done it in the pharmacy itself. We have included it as wherever you get a chance to include any elective paper. And if you can add the elective paper, add this paper into elective, even in the graduation. We have included in the pharmacy graduation as a pharmacy practice as an academic writing. Some dissertation point of view, if some project can be done, it can replace the academic writing point of view, so that the courses like academic writing can be introduced. You will be wondering that from east, west, north, south India, many universities had adopted our course and included in their PG. Wherever there is this option that yes, it can, the credits can be earned through the online courses or through the dissertation or through some kind of work, then yes, these credits are given. For that, it is not, don't think that you need this course in the pre-PhD itself. You can introduce in the UG final year. You can introduce in the PG. You can give them as an assignment. Forget about that. If you are a teacher, give them the assignment that I will be giving that. That assignment, you are free to take anything. That my assignment will be based on your that MOOC online course. That is the wonderful thing. You can give them the assignment. So it is on the way. The teacher is a king of his or her class. So whatever the way, there is a way, statutory way also. Many universities like Central Institute of Jammu, and I've come to many universities, our university obviously, and Central Institute of Punjab, Bhatinda, Banaras Hindu University. There are many universities which are giving the credit transfer through our course of academic writing, and that you can include. Just I can understand that sometimes the credits are lower, but if even the credits are lower, don't worry about that. You can give the 2 credits out of that thing. Prime aim must be learning. Okay, so just add in such a way that the student really go for learning the quality thing. Otherwise, if your student won't learn, ultimately it will be affected your quality of your work. Because when the student will work as a research scholar under you, under your supervision, he or she doesn't know about the academic writing, when you will have to give your time, devote your time, and if you don't give that particular time, your name will be destroyed because they will do some unethical things and it will be trouble for you. So ultimately, it is in our favor that the student get the thing from the quality source. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Challenge, bole.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, my question is, when we read a journal paper, how to extract a good writing from the journal paper once we read it?
You mean to say that when we are reading a particular article, how actually you should read it? Is it so?
Yeah.
You must have an idea that first list that what do you want to check it out from that particular article. क्या आप सीखना चाह रहे हैं? What is my perception? What is my perception is that if I'm saying that भाई मुझे उसमें कोई method देखना है, I want to search the method. I want to search the method in from that particular paper. तो क्या करने का है कि I will see the method only. I will compare the method only. If I want to see the particular process or particular result of a particular experiment, it means we must have the point on which we are focusing. It is not possible to go in detail in each and every article. Ultimately, when you are doing the database search, you end with some key papers, 20, 30 papers, not more than that. And then you study them properly. Do first thing, underline the important aspect you get. See how they have connected the hypothesis with the research gap. See the last line of introduction, what the hypothesis they have established. See the methods, how they have adapted, how they have gone through. Then see the result and see what is possible in your scenario. The person sitting in Germany, sitting in US might have done it very wonderfully. And if my laboratories are not having that much resource, that what are the things, what are the key points, what are the papers which are giving you the alternative measures, like the methods, I will go for that. Okay? Because it is not possible to get each and every resource in every institution. So we will have to see the alternative methods that can be practiced in your institution.
Sir.
And then see that how wonderfully the results have been discussed. What are the bases there? See carefully. Then check it out. Then use the important aspect which you can use, because it is not possible that it is not mandatory that you will get each and every thing for your own discussion. Some points may be useful, so just note them down or underline, or you can use it online. This is all where specifically the references may be of useful, that yes, you can go for the references, cross references. Yes, these are the some important resource. I will go and refer that. You can also see the result, how they have been presented. It may give you the link. Overall, we must try that whatever the things, the quality things I can do in my laboratory setup, I should learn that. Okay?
Sir, my question is, when I read the journal paper, I will make a literature review. Good in writing. How to write a good writing, sir?
Yeah, when you are writing now, when your literature is ready, literature first you have to organize depending on the topics. It means some on the basis of methods, some on the basis of this thing, on the basis of parameter 1, parameter 2, parameter 3. Now, when you are starting the writing, first make an outline that how you will organize, how will use these papers in my writing. Paper 1, 2, 3 are required for starting the thing. Paper 5, 6, 7 maybe for this medium part. You will have to identify the thing and what are the context, what are the things which are required for this particular thing. Then you can say, take the idea and start writing at your own. Have you build your own vocabulary, build your own idea, build your own story. Just take the help of these papers. Writing tabhi acha hoga when you will have a goal. Kehte na, Stephen Covey says, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Begin with the end in mind. It means you visualize the success, you visualize the end of your paper, you visualize that how your paper is going to look like, how it is going to deliver this particular concept. What is the outline? Then you write onto that. Specifically, review papers are very challenging in writing. As I believe the research paper writing is quite easier as compared to the review paper, because review paper, in review paper, you are expected to be an expert. I emphasize that research scholars must discuss with your collaborators, mentors, and the experts before writing any review paper. Otherwise, it will be in suicide. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sudhir sir, please continue. Sudhir sir.
Yes, any query, and that's my email ID is freely available in the internet. It's samilti@gmail.com. If you have any query, you can come to me for any academic and professional help. And our course, we are coming back in I think in 1 month with the academic writing. I humbly request you to join the journey of learners of 55,000 learners across 200 countries. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Since no more questions coming up, I conclude the session with a brief summary. Dr. Ajay Samiti has shared the resources for references, which consist of books, several guidelines by the statutory authorities such as UGC, then several video lectures. Initial part, sir has discussed about the traits of academic writing, in which he mentioned reader friendliness is the key. Then sir discussed about the flow of action in the academic writing. He emphasized on the need for critical reading. Then different needs of the different stakeholders must be kept in mind. Several beneficiaries of academic writing, academicians, institutions, students are also very important. What we need to know, which sir has mentioned, is academic English, the concept of cohesion and coherence, plagiarism, resources, types of writing, open educational resources. Sir has also stressed the need for peace of mind, the researchers, and also the time management. One thing what I really appreciated when sir shared is for his 80+ publications, he has witnessed 500+ rejections. So rejections are be there. So attitude of the researcher is very, very important to succeed. That is a great message for all of us. And in the second part, sir has discussed about the nuances of academic writing. He discussed about the basic rules, rationality, planning on time, targeting the journal wisely with the 3 parameters, keeping in mind. Those 3 parameters are impact, speed, and the reach, avoiding the language errors, etc. Sir has mentioned the slogan, publish or perish, has changed to patent or perish. We need all of us think about this and work in this direction. Sir has mentioned about journal finder and also the journal suggester to find the right journal, and asked us to focus on every component of the work, that is IMRAD. Finally, sir mentioned preserving the character is very, very important for a researcher. Academic integrity must be given prime importance, and we as researchers, professionals, teachers should set the tangible objectives or the targets to achieve in a 2 years plan or 5 years plan. Great message by sir. I'm really inspired by your talk, sir. I am also one of the participants of the SWAYAM course on academic writing. I request all the participants to take up this very interesting, very informative, very useful online course in the next coming session. On behalf of the St. Joseph Engineering College, the organizing committee, and all the participants, those who are present here, I extend a heartfelt thank to you, sir. Your generosity and your down to earth and kindness to us and accepting our invitation and being a part of this, and nearly from last 115 minutes you are with us without any break. Thank you very much for a very, very insightful session. And from the feedback that is coming out in the chat box, we can make out the feedback on your presentation. Very informative, brilliant presentation, and all this feedback we are getting. Thank you very much, sir. And we will be in touch in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Dr. Joseph. Thank you, Dr. D'Souza and Father D'Souza, the Dr. Sudhir, Ramya, and the entire organizing committee. And dear participant, just learn. अगर आप यहाँ पर आगामी 5 दिन के लिए हैं, तो मैं आशा करता हूँ कि आप वो 5 दिन में सीखेंगे चीज. The people are coming here and giving their valuable time. And this is my exam which is going to be conducted at around 11:30. So we are here to deliver something. So you don't do it for just a formality. Learn something, make a note of out of that, and try to learn the thing so that you can accelerate